Most people don't believe it when I tell them that it's really super easy to increase their sales IQ. But first, let me tell you some interesting data. Harold Pashler is a University of California scientist who studies dual task interference. That's a fancy way of saying that he researches what happens when people try to do two things at the same time. In short, the results are devastating. Your brain is simply incapable of doing that. It furiously jumps back and forth between these things, trying to remember and think concurrently. But instead of that happening, it pays less attention to each task. Pashler's study shows that dual task interference can cause a person's intellectual capacity to drop from that of a Harvard MBA to that of an 8-year-old. As humans, we are simply not equipped to multitask. We need to focus on just one thing at a time. Let's take a common sales example, talking to a prospective customer. In fact, let's say that this could really be a good opportunity for you. So, how much time do you spend prepping for this conversation? 10 minutes? More? Less? Do you know how you'll start out, what you'll actually say in the first 5 minutes? Do you write out the questions that you want to ask and the best sequence for them? Or have you even thought about what you'd suggest as the next logical step? If you're like most salespeople, you haven't done all this. You figure you're pretty glib, and besides, every prospect is different. So, how can you plan everything? You need to go with the flow. Ouch! That is a big mistake. Now you're going to be caught in dual task interference. It's a trap for you. When you're actually in that conversation, you get in a bit of a panic mode trying to think about what you'll say or do next. And then when your prospect is talking, you miss all sorts of valuable information. You literally don't hear it. That leads to your thinking getting muddled. You have fewer relevant ideas or insights to share, and your strategies get lamer, and you're actually dumber. Now you're thinking like an 8-year-old instead of the smart person that you are. Don't do this to yourself. Prep for those conversations ahead of time so when you're actually talking to a prospect, you're at full strength. Yes, it takes longer to do, but the results are so much better. I guarantee it.